Hello again, it's Lock Noob, and today we're going to look at this Fontaine pump lock. It's got a bit of paint spatter on here, so clearly somebody did some redecorating of the house in a beautiful mustard yellow when installing or taking this lock apart. And this is a pump lock, so called because you put the key in and push it down. See, it's on a slight spring. It's sprung because of these little, well, let's call them sliders. Here, these little finger-like projections, and if I put the pick down the side here, try to get it all in focus. I might just do a bit of autofocus on here just so it behaves itself. You'll see that these little finger-like projections will push down. There you go, see it moving up and down. And you need to push them to the right depth all the way around in accordance with the cuts on the key. And it's not these sections here which are all the same height, it's these bits in between these. So it's not the grooves, it's a bit in between which signifies the height. This is the bitting of the key. This is the guide and also provides a turning force. It's quite a thick front of the lock, I don't know what to call it, so if I put the snapped pick tip there, it's probably about 1/4 of an inch deep, maybe a little bit more, before you get to the inner core, which is why when you put this in, it doesn't go in here and turn, it goes in deeper and then turns, and the key won't fall out because it sort of interlocks underneath the face of the lock. If we just look inside, you'll see that there are those guides, which are the small finger-like things that I'm pointing to here, plus those sliders, which are in the positions in between, and there are 5 sliders. If you're thinking that does seem familiar, it might be because you're thinking of a Brahma lock, which if you look at the key here is very, very similar. It's got a little projection here, which actually acts as a guide more than it does something to turn the lock in this case, but it does have these little slots in, albeit in the Brahma lock, the slots signify the depth that you push down the fingers. And if you look on the inside of that lock, you might just be able to see, like here, right? It's very hard to get there. Do you see that little shiny bit at the front of the lock here? And there's another one there, and there's another one just here, and there's another one at the back. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 little sliders, if you will, in a Brahma lock. But you know, if you put the keys side by side, you could be forgiven for thinking that one is based off the other, and I suspect it probably is to a degree. Anyway, tensioning. How do you tension a lock like this when you've got to reach down below this front piece of the lock? Well, I actually found I'd made a tensioner for a similar type of lock ages ago and thought, will it fit? And I popped this down and it does. So what we're doing is we're just popping this tension tool down inside the lock and turning the core from below this plate. You can see that there's a change from it being like a satin chrome to a brass bit there. It's a brass bit we need to tension on. Sadly, this is a fully sealed unit and it's the only one of these Fontaine pump locks I have, so I'm not going to take it apart. So won't be able to disassemble this, but we will be able to hopefully pick it. So I'm going to put my tension tool in and apply some tension. And I don't think we're going to do a full 360, but we'll pick it to position just to prove that we can do it. And then we will get a probe of some kind. Just I'm using this broken pick, and we're going to go in and just push down on any of the wafers. And that was wafer 1, it clicked, wafer 2, and it clicked. I don't know if you saw this cog-like wheel turn a little bit when I did that. So you can get behind and look at, no, nothing on 3. 4 now. A little click on 4. 5. Oh, and almost, but we're not there yet, and I just touched 3. Are we there? Are we there? Go along, just tap the fingers, make sure they're all fully set, and we should be able to turn the lock if we've got everything to its correct depth. But usually with these locks, a bit like tubular locks actually, they do tend to, there we go, got it, just turned it. They do tend to get a bit sticky towards the top. So yeah, and so if you're going to pick this all the way around, you just, again, you find the tensioning position on the inside. You don't need to take out the tensioner, which is now here. You can see there's a bit different, and you'll just keep picking it round. That was surprisingly easy, so there's no false gates on these little springy levers, it seems, or fingers, as I've referred to them before. Let's not mix up the terminology. And just keep going round. Phew, do you know what? I didn't think that I would do a full 360, but it was quite fun to pick, albeit quite easy. And, well, do you know what? I just couldn't really help myself. It was quite good fun to do. I believe that some of these can have false gates in. Maybe there are different models. But yeah, it's a very, very cool French Fontaine lock from Paris, France. Yeah, and I really like it. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Really helps me out. And of course, yeah, I'll see you all next time.